Hello YouTubers, Tross here, back with some more Factorio Mega Base, uh, creating all the items. Last time we set up gear production and belt production, and well, I've started to expand the bus with that belt production. And I'll just do a little bit of that to show you how it's been going. And actually, we should then be ready to make a blueprint of the whole bus. Yeah, that's the right blueprint there. Unless this, I think, is something like 500 belts. Why is that not right? Did I? I made a blueprint of it the wrong way round. Oh well. Alright. Do I have... Oh, okay, there's the right one. Stick those down there. Stick these down here. And, it's 528. So we probably just put down at least 1,500 belts there. So you can probably see on the mini-map, but this goes quite a ways. We probably have a little more to go, but the remaining stuff isn't really used that much. So I'll be actually, let's try to take a blueprint of this. I want to grab, yeah, right up to the edge there. This should be just wide enough to tile with the roboports. You can see well, that with the roboport, if we place the next one down here, it should match up and extend the range, and I've got the power to continue on. And there should be nothing. Yeah, I made sure I didn't build any cross belts out here yet. 9,000 belts, 24 large power poles, 7 roboports, 3 radars. Yeah, let's call that main bus. And let's put roboport and power in there and drop it on here. The only problem is going to be actually using that blueprint, but we'll work out. Yeah, so hopefully as we put more rows, the bots, there'll be more roboports for the bots to charge at, and so they won't super cluster around some of the roboports as they are doing now. Hopefully it's hard walking across these belts because they keep pushing you to one side. Hopefully these are all coming from here. Maybe I should. I mean, that's 1,000, 2, 3. Let's just do that. See, our production is, say, a minute worth. We're doing a good 300 belts a minute. which is pretty good. It looks like our bots, though, are going back to our main base for some. So let's try out this blueprint. I'm probably going the wrong... Oh, there we go. The trick is figuring out if I have it lined up right. Oh, like, no, that's not lined up right. Probably have to come further south, I'm assuming. No? That looks good. Okay, so a little overlap, but that's fine. I didn't want it to be too short. And place. And my updates per second nosedived there for a brief period. Yeah, that's perfect. So that should let us continue out, and we'll get radars placed, which will extend out our view. Close to the water here. Oh, look at all those construction bots. And surprisingly, yeah, we're using almost 2,000 of them. Oh, definitely over 2,000 of them. Oh, wow, look at... That is actually somewhat pretty. As they start to run out of power. I'm surprised it doesn't say we are missing materials. Although, I'm guessing not all of these are actually being counted yet. Like, okay, they put a roboport here, so only the ones in the green area, and we have enough belts probably to cover those at the moment. But if once the other roboports get placed, it really should say we're out of out of belts. Blue belts. Express. I might actually need a few more roboports over here. Let me do that. Now there's some power here. Put one over here as well. Basically, this is going to get a lot of traffic, so the more roboports we have in this area, the quicker the bots can charge, obviously. Well, alright, while this is going on, there's a lot of lakes in the area. So something we're going to need soon is a lot of landfill. And this is actually something I haven't prepared in advance. like I prepared the gears and that belt factory in advance. So while we're waiting for the bots to finish over there, I want to try setting up a landfill production. I have 2 trains over here that are set to get stone from 2 of my existing stone quarries. So I'm going to send them off. And we have 8 lanes of stone. But there's really only... Because we also have brick production, there's really only 2 things that are going to use stone here. As far as I know, as far as I can think of off the top of my head. One of them is going to be furnaces. With the other being, of course, landfill. I don't think anything else adds stone. While I'm mentioning it, a new update came out today, and they added 2 new items. Refined concrete. So that will be interesting. It's takes concrete, you add, I guess it's supposed to be rebar and some steel, and you make refined concrete, which looks like these little bricks. In the real world, I have seen like retaining walls made out of stones like this. They kind of interlock, and you get an even faster walking speed out of it. Normal concrete gives you 140%, and this gives you 150%, so you can walk even faster. Anyway, this is the stone station, and I'm actually going to break that there, and let's remove you. A little surprising when you get that. So I'm gonna belt. I don't want to belt all of it, but I want to belt at least half of it. Let's try to keep this lined up. You know what? Something like that there. Leave this lined up there. Because it's hard to tell at a distance, I have the power pole on the exit side. If you zoom in, you can see the arrow shape on the cover, but just to make things easier. Actually, I made a... Yes, you're 4 belts, and... Well, it would help more if I put this in the correct orientation. There we go. Yeah, so I'm doing this down this end of the factory. These should all if they are ever actually even used, uh, fit up in here. I think that was just one of the trains. We'll go about this far. I mean, that's a decent copper. That's 11 million, but I have copper of like 80 million, so 11 isn't that big of a deal to me. All right, we're all out of belts. And how did I get 24 logistics bots in my inventory? Anyhow, so I haven't tested it out at all, but I threw together this little blueprint here, and it's going to need beacons, and I need belts. So hopefully that will be able to produce quite a decent volume of a landfill, and with that I can easily fill in the lakes. Maybe I'll need a second. We'll see how it all works out. The biggest problem with landfill is you need 20 pieces of stone. So just getting the stone needed in to the machine quick enough is quite a challenge. Wow, we are still all covered with bots here. There we... Why does it say... Oh. Alright. There I got delivered some. Or... Yeah, okay, so it's starting to fill in pretty good. This center section is pretty good. That's starting to fill in. And got a bit to go down here, but how many? I gonna say how many belts did my bots give away, but not that many. So just make a corner here. Ah. Alright. Something like that. And we're out. Alright, so that's going decently. We'll get good bit of stone there. Getting some interesting moire patterns out of the belts. Yeah, now we're doing like 400 belts a minute. Would have thought that would have been fast enough. Oh, okay. Gotten good group now, because it looks like a lot of the bots are coming from my main base. I'm not sure how big of a chest I have at the original main base. I thought it was less than a line across the top of the chest, which would be 1,000, but you know, I wasn't. It's either 1,000 or it's less than 1,000. But I guess when you place down 9,000 belts at once, yeah, you kind of burn through your production quickly. Alright, we almost have this connected up. Come on. There we go. I'll probably do something differently later to have like splitters so it will go head down the belt if this is not using it. Let's I'm gonna put one speed module in each of these. Actually, no. Remove you. Remove you. Get some efficiency modules here. Although they don't slow down the crafting speed. Can okay. Only two are useful because you can't. These are 50% efficiency, but you can't get less than negative 80% energy consumption. So even at 2, we're more than that. So having additional ones doesn't make sense. A blue belt, as you can see, is 40 items per second. This takes 20 items and half a second, so that's 40 items a second. So having speed modules won't speed this up. It's the belt. Now, theoretically, I could have a second belt to feed in. I'm not sure that will, you know, there's so little here. I'm not really sure that would be of a benefit. Like just building a second one and have that have its own 4 belts. To me. Okay. Well, we have a few problems. One is we don't have RoboPort coverage. That's fixed. We're doing good at 320 a minute. Theoretically, each should be doing 120 a minute. So that should be 480. So we're not quite there. You can see the inner lane isn't really being used. So let's see if I can fix that. The other thing is I put no limit on those, so yeah, so what's happening is theoretically these can pick up 13, I think. 13? What's our bonus is? 12. So it's 36 a second. We need 40. So let's try this. That won't really work. Not the way I want it to. That will work. So these will bridge over. This will bridge over to here and here. And we just need to power the ones down here. Connect these back up. And let's go for it. See if... No, that's not even full rate. Alright, that's better. I guess I'm trying to see all the arms while... That's looking pretty good now. That's 440, 50. I'm not sure. I do have production at my main base, but I haven't used any for a while, so I'm assuming the production at the main base is near zero. So this is quite good, and this should give us over 8,000 just here. And of course, at 400 some odd, we're quite easily meeting the more than 60 a minute. You know, that's the lower end. Definitely, I would like to produce it as fast as possible. But like I said, with these, adding speed beacons isn't going to help. It's the rate at which you can get stuff into your assembling machine. But we're doing over 40 a second now, because the end of the belt's clear. And like this one, while there's some, occasionally it gets picked up, it's not backing up. And if everything is going right, yeah, all of these over here are moving because our balancer is actually working. So we're taking from both sides of... these are actually emptying quite quickly. Oh, okay, both trains are on their way back. We might need a few more stone trains. This one is actually quite close. Well, closer than number 4. Okay, our balancer is still feeding all 4 lanes, even though it's not getting full lanes at this point. Oh, now it's, yeah, one of the lanes dried up a bit, so... oh, here we come. The one train is pulling in. As it pulls out, here comes the other train. And look at that. How is... Oh, how did I do that? I'm gonna have to fix all these stations. Well, that will be something for between episodes. I thought I had that right. Well, I guess I have some homework to do. In the meantime, we need to work on our next semi-major production. So we have belts. I think the next most common thing is going to be inserters. So luckily, I have this blueprint here. I actually went and fixed the blueprints so they no longer have extraneous items from the testing creative world. So, I actually prepared this beforehand, and this should be everything lined up correctly. Let's place that down there. Okay, yeah. When you have a lot of belts, they get placed real fast. So this is production of all inserters. And I actually use filter inserters here, which actually shouldn't, you know, just to say, hey, full belts of these different materials, I actually don't want them there. They're just useful for making sure you have the right things. So we're just waiting for the bots to bring over some assembler machines and modules, obviously, and a few other things. And this should be able to build all the types of inserters quite quick, actually, considering that it's not beaconed at all. This was narrow and would fit in this space here, so I decided to put it here instead of after. um, Hopefully this shouldn't take too long to fill out. We got, oh, it looks like we got most of the assembly machines in, most of the power lines, and we're getting the inserters now. This chews through quite a bit of materials, but I think it will do close to 400 stack inserters. Now, of course, we have basically 2 lines of everything, but that this is kind of based off of a blueprint from Factorio prints. But I noticed that, hey, it all puts into chess on one side. I'm like, I could mirror that and have it run twice as quick. So I did, and I did some other tweaks, like I ran a second belts of circuits and gears, just so some of the assemblers wouldn't be starved for items. Alright, we're getting some of the last modules in now. Hopefully. Should need one more speed there and here. I think efficiency one's here, and then yeah, speed and efficiency's over here. So should just hopefully be another less than a minute, and we'll have everything. And I'll hook it up, and we can watch it go. You can see the production of modules at the main base kicked on. It's actually, what are we like for actual whole real minute? It's funny that that shows that coming on in the last minute, because oh, I bet we ran out and another train came in. That's quite interesting. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like yeah, easily over 400. We can do probably close to 5. Or actually that is exactly the 480. Which is, yeah. That's what we predicted. It should be that 120 for each of the 4. Alright. And hey, look at that. We're all set here. So turning that off, we have no production of inserters at the moment. So let's turn this on. I'm gonna... These are only needed by the filter inserters, and then these over here go to the end, and this goes to the beginning. And so, yeah, it's blasting away here with the standard inserters. In fact, I think we already... This only does 50 of the burner inserters, but they go real quick. Let's hit this so we can... try to make sense of this stack. Am I missing the standard inserters? Yes, they're going around at almost 500, over 500, almost 600 a minute. So the burner inserters, we did 64 a minute. I didn't even run a full minute. Because we only made 50 of them. We're making... Okay, I guess I was thinking of the wrong one. These are over 400 a minute. We're doing a good 100 a minute of the stack inserters now. Yeah, as some of these gears get used up earlier, so as those things stop working, like the long inserters stop using the gears, then the stack inserters can actually run faster. 120 a minute is not bad at all. Are we, yeah, we're full of those stacks, and this will make 250 of those, so that should be plenty for any build we plop down to have everything we need instantly, or if not, it will, in short order, build what we need. We got, well, now we have 200 of these, although they keep being used to make the stack inserters. You got 100 filter, 200 long-handed, 100 standard, and 50 burner, just because, well, we're not gonna need them, I don't think, but they'll be filling a train car once we're ready. Speaking of that, I think I added I sort of started adding a few more item requesters, but I decided I'm not gonna start filling the train until we disconnect the logistics network from the main network, because I don't want to accidentally pull anything from over here. So once we have everything we need being built, that's when we'll disconnect the networks. So the next most common thing, I think, is power poles. So let's build them. This I have not prepared, and this will be a bit fun. So we'll go over here. I mean, theoretically, if I really wanted to, I could try sharing, but I'd like better to leave some space so we can, fit extra things in if we need. Now this is going to be interesting, because we need wood. So, we also, I don't have copper here either yet. So we're gonna need some trains. Let me pull some of these lines out. And we need steel. Alright, so we can set those trains up, hopefully without too much trouble. Copper and red circuits and steel. Yeah, keep running across that isn't really that efficient. But turning these also, it doesn't help too much. Of course, the autosave comes and interrupts. Not there, but oh well. Holding shift and letting the bots place them stops the need to keep turning them, so that's what I'm doing now. And of course I placed those the wrong way, because I placed the other ones first, but let's stop there for a moment and work on the trains. I knew we were gonna need trains, but I actually had forgotten most of the ingredients there, because I only set up a wood train. But you know, it's about time we. Alright, copper and then steel. So we bridged over one we didn't need to. But that's alright. I'm just gonna set up one train each for now. Copper and steel, and 16 cars, and of course when I said copper and steel, they're double-headed trains. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Making the second car white. You shall be a coppery color. Sure, that's good. We'll make that 100. And steel, we'll do. There. Alright, 1, 2. Two's probably actually quite a lot more than we actually need, but we'll put 2 in each. They'll get fueled where they stop, or where they pick up. I mean, there's fuel at these stops too, not for too long though. Copper, inventory empty, and then smelt copper, pick up, inventory full, and you're on your way. Similar setup here. All steel, inventory empty, and then smelt steel pickup, inventory full, you're on your way. And then here I have a wood train that I'm not sure how it's gonna work. Basically, over at my main base, I've just put a bunch of buffer chests and have wood going into them. The wood train will come over here. It will take quite a while for it to fill up, but hopefully it will. I have 72,000 wood, which is actually quite a bit less than I used to have. I've been burning it. Also have apparently a giant pile of solid fuel that I'll have to do something with. Alright, copper is back. And copper is the leftmost. Oh boy. How about those updates per second? So you are copper. And then red circuits, wood is in the center. And you two are steel. So we'll do steel like this. And I'll put a balancer after here. All those belts are the wrong way round, but I will fix them at a later date. Well, momentarily, I should say. On my way back. Alright, there's the steel. Let's get the wood. Decorative rock. There we go. Alright, where does the wood go? Wood. It's here, and then here, and second to last belt currently. Last belt actually hooked up. Okay, well. Actually, similar to the stone, I'm gonna cut most of this off. Yeah. How is that train going? Okay. Yeah, this is what I mean. These were only holding 500. So these should hold 2.4 thousand, I think. Oh. No. 4.8 thousand, because they stack in hundreds instead of 50s. So yeah, that will take a while to fill. If I get this all hooked up, I'll just manually tell the train to come back. Here we are. Turn you around. Turn around. Belt. 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 Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Belt. 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 Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Belt. 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 Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Belt. 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 Alright, these are all correct now. Waiting for the autosave to finish. Alright, let's tell the train to come back. Might have to do something like find some pretty large forests to clear. Alright. Little got through. That's alright. Let's get some power over here. I have full belt of red circuits, but apparently I don't need it, but that's okay. It will only take as much as it uses. Hopefully we have a wood train. That's great. Yeah, some of these are already empty because, well, the train didn't have that many on, and we have a long belt here, which is part of the reason why I cut it off. But you can see it's pulling from all of them. I don't know if it's actually equal, but it's roughly equal. Here we go. Well, I probably should have. That works. You know, eventually we'll need some wood for, let's see, shotguns, and not sure what else. I mean, technically I don't really need short electric poles. I don't plan on using them, but you know, we gotta fill the train somehow. Are you just taking that long, or did I miss something? Yes, I did miss something somewhere. Alright, we're a little past the hour mark, so I want to wrap this up. We'll test this out and call it an episode. Just as soon as the wood gets here. Alright. So, no electric production up my sleeve. Why are we making solid fuel? I'll have to track that down. Let's connect this up and see what happens. A few of these, well, most of these have efficiency. We got productivity on the copper cable, and apparently speed on these. Whatever. Oh, come on. I guess the speed is to keep up with the productivity. It's full already. Yeah, so we were making 133 a minute for just... How did I do that? For whatever rate that was. $110, 20, and even these were making at 70 a minute, and we just keep going. Yeah, actually the numbers will probably double because we've only done about, well, now probably 3/4 of a minute, but yeah, so everything is quite fast. It will likely double. Yeah, everything has now doubled the 1 a second rate, so that's good. Yeah, only one side of the belt's being used here. So, I think that makes it an episode. We still got some things we need. Notably, let's see, assemblers, beacons, modules, and let's see, robots and pipes. And then I can say we can cut off and then make everything our own. Yeah. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but with bots, I'd really like to get the bots that we do have here out, but I'm not sure if there's an easy way to do that. If anyone knows of a good way of doing that, like, I don't think if I say, you know, make a requester chest to take bots, that the bots will just fly themselves into it. Maybe the logistics bots would take bots out of roboports, but we'd still have some logistics bots at the end. Although maybe that would get us down to just a handful. It's something I'll have to play with. But that's for another time. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Factorio. We don't need those anymore. So, see you then.